is a lot to talk about.
There is a lot to talk about. Does it revolve around quarterbacks for you? Is that where you are with all this?
It can.
Yeah.
It
What's
can.
what's topic number one in Richard's world involving sports?
I think maybe it would be quarterback. I mean, I would think. Did you watch Mason Rudolph's interview with Jim Rome?
Yes. Should I tell you my takeaways or should you tell me yours?
No, yours are much more intelligent. Tell me yours.
No, I felt like I was watching someone who wasn't very sure of himself and didn't acquit themselves like for me it's a position of reverence, the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I want to see that person speak with vigor and firmness and a confidence. And maybe I'm making too much of it, but I didn't see that.
Yeah, you're not making too much of it. My conflict with that is, man, he seems like just such a nice guy, and
Right.
but as a leader of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he does have that skill set. He has. I mean, when he throws it, he can throw a really nice ball downfield. He really can. But I didn't see the same thing that you didn't see. I didn't see that leadership, that take charge. Let's be a leader. And Jim Rome was tossing him softballs.
I
I
know.
mean, they really were, and he could have really taken command there. But so that's number one. Number two is it absolutely, again, to qualify my statement, I still think the world of Kevin Colbert, Omar Khan, and Mike Tomlin, but yet I just can't imagine how we got in this position. Honestly, it blows me away.
I was going through a list today, and I think that the Steelers very well, when they start the season, could have, if not the second to worst, they might have the worst quarterback in the AFC. Now that Russell Wilson's in the AFC.
Oh, I have comments about him too, though.
Yeah, I know you're not a big Russell Wilson fan.
I'm not
at all. You've never been.
No, I'm not.
But they're in
I
a
don't think
bad.
he is a franchise quarterback. I think I'm not. I'm just not a fan. Anyway, go ahead.
But the Steelers are in a place where, and I understand it's hard and it's tough to have a succession plan at quarterback, and a lot of organizations don't. But it's like flying by the seat of our pants here, it feels like.
Well, yeah, I mean, we really, and this is really the term Monday morning quarterback really is never more applicable than what I'm saying here now. It's easy, hindsight's 2020. But we really had a lot of advance warning that Ben's career was winding down at some point. And I really don't think we didn't have a plan. I think that we had the wrong plan. I think that somehow we graded Mason differently. I feel like maybe Mason. Do you think he could have been impacted when he got hit in the head with that helmet? Do you think that might have made him a little bit more timid to play the game?
That's exactly what I was getting at. I don't think he was impacted in terms of physically or it had a debilitating impact on his ability to
Right.
think or anything. But I think that he got, for lack of a better term, gun shy, or maybe it's scared him off and he doesn't play as wide open as he wants, or as he would have liked, or that he would have before. I absolutely believe that. I think it's had an impact on him.
And it's so hard to say that at that level, professional quarterback, and he certainly is going to get his shot. I think depends on what the Steelers do and what they show us. Aaron Rodgers was never a true option ever. It was just not a true option.
I saw through that from the beginning. It felt as if he was, you know what he felt like to me is one of these slimy college football or basketball coaches that uses leverage from everywhere else and is simply just trying to get paid more where they are and never had intentions on leaving.
Yeah, I thought that too. And I'm not a real big Aaron Rodgers fan either, as you know.
Yeah.
He's been there 18 years. I don't know. Has he won a Super Bowl?
Yeah, 12 years ago, though.
12 years ago. So one Super Bowl. And it was against us, right?
Right. So that's the thing. I don't mean to knock the guy, and he's a two-time reigning MVP, but lost in all of this, I think that people feel as if he's had much more team success than he's had. And he's really not. He's
but
not
didn't
won
you
a
feel
Super
that
Bowl.
Same way about Ben?
Yeah, absolutely the same way. That's why I was ready to be done with Ben a year before most people were. But
And I think that had Mason lived up to what they thought, he would have been done. But I felt like Ben did give us the best chance to win in that particular 1 year period. And had he now, here's the interesting thing. When you listen to Mason's interview with Jim Rome, I like Jim Rome, by the way.
I love him.
I do too. And I
You know,
like
he's
his
the
voice.
best. He's the best that's ever done what I do.
You think?
I
Yeah, I
believe
like him a
so.
lot. I used to love watching him. Didn't he used to broadcast, or maybe still, from Los Angeles?
Yes.
Yeah. And I used to listen to him all the time. I love him. But you know, watching him interview Mason, and he really did throw him softballs. But you know, I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to sit here and look back and think would have, could have. I do think that if Mason was the right choice, that the Rooneys, because I thought that's when Mr. Rooney got pretty involved, right at the end of last year, took command, said we're going to run the ball, and this is what we're going to do. And I thought Ben gave us the best chance to win, and that may be true. I don't know, but it's hard to really look back and say that. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think?
About Mason being in command here,
No,
about
about
all of that.
Mason being. Does Mason have a shot?
You know what I really think they're going to do? I think that they are saying we're going to fortify everywhere else, and I actually don't disagree with this tactic because I don't think they think they're a quarterback away right now. I think that they're going to try to fortify everywhere else. They're going to draft line. They're going to go out and get a cornerback. They're going to try to help at linebacker. And they're going to say, let's just get through the season because we don't think one of the guys in the draft is good enough. We don't think there's a free agent that's worth paying that money. We think he's Mason Rudolph or Dwayne Haskins even are okay and good enough. Let's try to get through the season and let's plug the holes and worry about quarterback last. I honestly think that that's their tactic right now. Let's rebuild on the fly and wait for a quarterback in next year's draft or in next year's free agency class.
I don't see that.
No?
No, I don't see that. I don't see the
Well,
Steelers
then what
living.
name is there that would make sense right now?
Well, Malik, um, Sam, what's his name? Sam
How?
Howell. Um, I like that kid. I don't know if he'll be available, but I like him.
Well, okay, let's play it your way for a minute. And I don't disagree in full form with what you're saying. But if you're willing to do that, then from day one, that person has to come in and start. Are you ready to do that?
No, actually, and I had thought through that a little bit. No, because he won't know the system. I'd probably legitimately target game 6. That by game 6, come in. I'd start Mason. I'd let him coordinate with Mason. I'd let Mason tutor him because probably on the book side of it, Mason's pretty good. I'm going to bet that Mason knows that playbook really well. And I think that I would use Mason as his tutor because sometimes people are better teachers than they are players.
What if he doesn't want to help? And what if he ends up 4-2 through 6 games?
He's not that guy. And if he stays 4-2 for 6 games, then it becomes 8. Then it becomes 10. Whatever. But the other guy sits on the bench. Sam sits on the bench until he doesn't. Yeah, and I love that plan. You think they have a chance at Sam?
Oh yeah, they have a chance at Sam Howell.
How?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, they absolutely do. I think they do at 20th. I would totally just punt on the quarterback position this year.
You can't do that. Remember, at least if we have a system, when we plug Ben in, that's what we did. We plugged him into a system, and Ben's success was the system around us. And the problem with that now is, what is the system? You have new offensive line coach. You have new defensive coach. I love, what's his name on defense? Love him. Brian Flores.
Flores, yeah.
Yeah, love him. Absolutely love him. I think he'll energize the whole team, not just the defense. So I love him. I love Mike. Honestly, I think we're in better shape than you do. And you're going to have a second-year line reinforced by some new draft picks. I think we're in better shape than you do.
I would wait for a quarterback. I would have Mason get through this year.
Yeah, but who's coming? Who's next year? Who do you pick next year?
Djokovic.
Well, he's got to prove himself though.
Hey,
And how do you know you can get in you can get in and get him in the right round?
because you use your trade pieces next year. That's the year that you trade up if you have to.
I
Because
mean, that's a good point, but Djokovic was injured for wasn't it the whole year?
there's like, here's the thing. I read if Kenny Pickett or if Malik Willis were in next year's draft, they'd be the 6th and 7th ranked quarterback right now. There are 5 guys better than them next year. Just get through this year. And maybe Mason will only win you 4 games and then you won't have to trade anybody.
See, the thing is, though, when you take those high-profile guys, and the expectations are so high. I mean, Tom Brady was, 6th round, pick number 200. I mean, he wasn't a Heisman Trophy winner. He didn't come out.
Great. Where was Joe Burrow?
Yeah, well, well, listen, let me tell you about Joe Burrow. You know those wonderful sunglasses that he
Yeah.
wore?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I liked them so much I bought them.
I heard about that. I
Yeah.
do think Joe Burrow's one and done. That was his Dan Marino moment. He'll
Yeah, I
never
think
get
so
back to
too.
the Super
I
Bowl.
think so too, 100%. And it's really because I mean, honestly, I don't like his lack of humility. I don't like that. But
But
that I agree with you. And if we get a quarterback, Baker Mayfield, come on,
oh,
come on,
he's terrible. Let me
terrible.
ask you. I want to prod into
Wasn't
you.
he a Heisman winner?
Baker Mayfield. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was great. He was a
Okay, so
great high
yeah,
school or college
duh.
player.
Hello, we're fighting now.
No, I want to ask you this because I kind of agree with you at 33 years old where he is, not a couple years ago. What's this dislike for Russell Wilson, and why do you think he's not so good?
I have not
Too
seen
short?
him. No, I don't. He's not consistent. He is just not consistent. He's the he scrambles around the pocket. He throws. He's indecisive. I mean, I'm not a fan. What does he want?
No, it's a fair point. It's a fair point, and a lot of people say he won on the back of his defense when they mounted up and put together a very good defense.
Listen, I mean, all I remember is Marshawn Lynch on the half-yard line and handing the ball to him. Now, if that were Ben or if somebody like a Sam Howell, they're keeping the ball and they're going right over the half yard. But because Russell was like 4'3", he couldn't do that.
Okay,
Right?
so then what fan base should be happier? Denver that they gave up everybody to get him, or Seattle that they gave up him and got 1 million draft picks and 3 players?
I think Seattle made the better deal.
Yeah,
I
that's
really
the
do.
unpopular opinion today. You know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are saying Denver gave up way too much.
Yeah, I think Seattle did well. And their quarterback that they gave up to Seattle, I mean, he's adequate. He can play. He can play.
Drew Lock, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he can play. I mean, I don't know what did Russell Wilson do last year? He didn't take them anywhere. So, Locke can take them nowhere also. It doesn't matter, right? And then they can address their quarterback need. But then where are they in the draft? Maybe they grab somebody we want.
Ninth.
Yeah, so they're going to grab the quarterback that we want probably. And does the hand size of Kenny Pickett bother you, or is that just media hype?
I think I think it doesn't bother me, but it bothers too many people that know enough about football that it probably at least resonates with me.
I mean, I can see it making sense in an argument,
Uh-huh.
but it almost is like somebody targeted. Let's find something wrong with Kenny Pickett. He didn't measure his hand size when he's slinging those balls downfield. I don't know how it impacts it, but I think it was kind of unfair. I was sorry that happened, that all the media picked up on that and really started to slam that. I was sorry that happened because I think he's a good prospect. I really do. And I think we would probably take him if we had a chance. Don't you?
Yeah, I think that I would think that the Steelers will take a quarterback if one of them is there. I wouldn't do that, but I would think that the Steelers probably will if one of them are there. I disagree with that, but I bet that they would at 20.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, you can create a quarterback, and Tom Brady again. He wasn't who he is. The Baker Mayfields, the Heisman Trophy winners. Yeah, Joe Burrow, he's an exception. He won everything always. But when you get a guy like Kenny Pickett or Malik or Sam Howell, and I don't know where it goes from there, but I got to think one of those three will be available. I have to believe that.
Maybe. Man, you're
And I have
high
to
on
think
this.
that
You
we
you
would be.
want a quarterback. But
But I'm telling you, inside sources tell me we like Sam Howell.
what do you think the fan base will do if they walk up and they say, with the 20th pick of the first round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Sam Howell, North Carolina? What do you think the fan base will say?
They're going to go crazy. What's his number?
Oh, I don't. His jersey number?
Yeah.
I don't. 7. Like all quarterbacks. I don't
7.
know.
7 takes 7. 7 replaces 7. They'll love it.
Man,
They'll love it.
I think they'll boo. I don't think they
What?
want him. I don't think they want him.
Why? Oh, because
What
you
if
think
him
they want?
and Pickett? What if him and Pickett are available?
I would probably have to pick Sam Howell.
Wow.
I probably would. You know, Kenny Pickett, up until last year, and we talked about this, he really didn't leave a lot, or he left a lot to be desired. And, you know, his good friend Peyton Manning was the one that counseled him and said, don't come out in that last year because you're not going to be where you want to be. Come out next year, which is now, and you'll probably go top 5. And you're right. So the particular draft year does have an impact on what position they get drafted. But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do Kenny Pickett. I think that Sam Howell is more sturdy. I like that type of abilities. I like that he moves. He can scramble and run, but he also has a rocket arm, a rocket. And so I like that choice if we can get him. I think he's more Pittsburgh Steelers style.
All right. What else you got on your cranium here?
Oh my heavens! Don't even ask. Nothing.
Yeah.
I was at a Ford Award in La Quinta in
Okay.
Palm Springs, and it was actually top 100 dealers in the country.
Oh wow! Right there on Bob Hope Boulevard. There.
It was quite cool to be part of it. But we had 2 people that joined us. One of them was Charles Woodson.
Oh wow!
He was there and he handed out awards, and it's pretty cool to talk to him. And then we had the singing group Train, which I don't know them, so
right.
I'm probably too young for that.
Well, look at you, Charles Woodson, one of the best two-way players ever.
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah,
Oh.
Pretty good, huh? Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was pretty fun. So that's a little sports thing. I was given a football. I don't have it with me, but I was given a football as an award for treating customers like family.
Okay, well deserved.
Pretty cool. So that was my sports foray for the weekend.
All right.
Well, how about you? Is there one thing you want to say that you haven't said?
I want to ask you a question because I want your answer on this. This is one thing I have not asked you, I don't think. If I ask you right now, before the draft, before free agency, before everything, the starting quarterback, week 1 for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year will be whom?
Mason Rudolph.
I think we're going to go round and round and spin around and go through this cycle and put through the washer and the ringer and everywhere else, Richard. And I think we're going to land right back where we started.
Yeah, I think that it actually makes the most sense. He knows the system the best. He's been part of the Steelers culture for what, 4 years now?
Yeah.
So I think it makes the most sense. We're not unless we were to get a veteran like Garoppolo. I love Garoppolo, by the way. I still do. Is he gone? Did they do something with him?
Not yet. But they will when they can.
The money's really big, though, isn't it?
Yes, but they've already told him he won't be there next year.
Right.
Even with this,
but they were fair to him the whole time.
Right.
But the money's big if we take him. Isn't it like 11 million or 18?
Yeah, it's too much. It's too rich for the Steelers' blood, I believe.
I think so too, but I like him, and I think he could win. Now look at his win-loss percentage.
They keep telling him he's not going to win, and all he does is keep winning.
That's all he does. I
Right.
mean, I'll be curious to see what it is, and I'm going to look it up. But it's ridiculous. And that's a really good point. We just keep telling him he's not going to win, and he just keeps winning.
He just wins every week. So,
I know. And that's what I want. I want to hire a winner, not a loser.
Well, there you go. Takes one to know one. That's what I'm supposed to say now. Takes one to know one. All right. Well,
all right. Wrap it up.
Next week, I will talk to you.
When's draft?
like we still have a month. We still have a while.
I thought
Long
it was at the
time.
end of March.
Yeah, 8. Well, oh yeah, well, then we still have 3, 4 weeks.
Okay. I'm looking
But
forward to it.